Hey, that worked. All right. And voice chat is working. Okay. Everybody's in the right windows. Cool. Welcome in, everybody. It's been a couple weeks since we last played, but I think we're going to get back in the rhythm of things again. So we'll start back off as usual with Adrian and his recap from last session. Just in a quick FYI before we start that, number one, it's really hot in here, so I'm hoping my computer doesn't overheat. If it does, kind of go work from there. And number two, there have been some weird tech issues, so if you hear weird issues with the music, just let me know, and I'll kick it off if I have to, but Ironscape is not being cooperative. So without further ado, Adrian will give us their lovely recap from last session. Southeast. Okay. So you guys have rested overnight. get up in the morning. It's early. You smell breakfast cooking. Who's first one up? So you guys get up. There's breakfast. With the sun rising. So you get up. There's breakfast on the table already. There's fresh coffee that's brewed. But it's all left out. But your little gnomish friend is not exactly in sight. Not that you notice. Just breakfast and some coffee. No. So eventually the two of you eat. Garvin eventually makes his way down. Adrian, do you wake up while everybody's still eating, or is it you have to have somebody come up and get you up? Okay. So eventually you guys finish breakfast. You guys make your way outside. Um, yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. The upper city is pretty quiet. You don't see a lot of movement going around right now. It is early in the morning. You can still hear some of the din of the people in the lower city, as that still seems to be pretty busy. Yeah, there's a fountain that's off to the west. Okay. So you guys do know the market district is in the lower city. Been there already. Okay, so outside is like outside of normal resupply. Is there anything specific you guys are looking for in the market district? Okay, so whatever the price of rations is, just make it 50% more if you want a decent set, and whatever you guys need, take it off and add it onto your list and basic supplies and whatnot. And otherwise, we're gonna skip through market. And as you guys exit the leper city, the guards do let you out, and they let you know that basically if you need to come back in, you need to have somebody vouch for you to be able to let you back in at this point. So you guys finish up your shopping, and you're heading out of the city. Um, you kind of look and try and figure out exactly where. It's only about an hour southeast out of town, so it's not far. You look around, you don't see any sign of them. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a day's travel out of town. It's a day's travel. Sorry, that's another thing. That's an hour out of. So, um, you guys travel. It's along the road, so it's not. You don't have to go off the beaten path. Um, takes you. It starts getting late. Um, but you're still probably a few hours out of town. You can either push it to try and get in, or you can camp out overnight and try and get there the next morning. it's rolling hills along to the east. You can see forest and more like plains type area to the west of the road. Um, you can see further out to the west. You can kind of see the ocean, but it's getting further and further away as you guys go down the road. Or is you just going as far as you can till nightfall? Yeah, you do. There is traffic. You do see people coming into town, so it's not like it's necessarily quiet. It does peter off a little bit more as you get into town, and you can see further down the road that there's other people who are doing similar things. They're kind of just starting at camps because they realize it's late. Um, but it is nice. It's flat. The area's. I mean, if there was anybody that was going to try anything, they'd be seen from far enough away that it wouldn't be a problem. Okay, so you guys stop on the side of the road. You're putting up a tiny hut, or are you gonna put up a actual camp? Yep. And eventually, after a little bit of time, you guys see this. Um, it's like a shimmer kind of envelops over top of you guys, and but you can see straight through and out into the open. And eventually, the shimmer kind of fades, and as you're looking out, it's got this. It's almost like a light filter looking out. You definitely see there's something between you, but from your vantage point outside, it's yep. And there was almost a pop as you kind of. Okay. But as the dome finishes, you get this weird sound sensation of everything sound kind of muffled a little bit, but you can still see out. You can still see outside. So you don't, as you poke at it, your hand kind of goes through. Yeah. So as you go outside, you turn and you see the spot where you walk through is this like grass green color. And you can no longer see your friends. As you fire the arrow, it slams against the edge and then drops right down to the ground. As she puts her hand, her hand goes right through. To everybody else, it looks like you literally just leaned over and put your head forward because they can see you out there. Yep. Okay, so you start your campfire, start making food. You see, again, you see few people kind of coming to and from. Um, Most of them look like there's some merchants. You don't really see like caravans of people or any more refugees at this point. It's just your general merchant travel, but it's getting fewer and fewer far between as the evening goes on. But again, as you look down the road, you see more and more campfires as more people seem to be kind of huddling up for the evening. But aside from that, the evening goes by pretty quietly.
You sort of have to live with see your own mortality. And see that you do have a purpose, and that without your spirit where it is when it needs to be, the world is different.
Yeah. I mean, lucky for you, if you ever need to see proof of you making a difference, you just have to look around. Because, well, I know I'd be dead. Like, I think twice now? I've lost count.
I don't keep tallies. I am here to help. You guys are my family. All three of you, and Murray too.
Yeah. I'm gonna, like, scooch around and just, like, put my head on Sahiri's shoulder.
I think Gavin
Big
probably
grin.
gets as comfortable and just kind of lays out in his bedroll and starts to drift off.
And I am happy to have each and every one of you. Life
Love you
is
too.
certainly more interesting, but
Yeah, that is a fair word to describe us.
did we need watches, or are we safe, do you think, for the night?
I'm
We'll be
gonna,
safe.
like, kick.
Just
Well,
someone wake up early. If there's somebody outside the dome ready to ambush us, we need to know.
not it.
That's okay. Coco and I have it.
Wonderful.
So you guys eventually, one by one, drift off to sleep.
I think before Adrian actually goes to sleep, like laying on his back, just goes, "Night, gang, love you," and then just goes to sleep.
So night
Was
passes
having a
by.
minor existential crisis about the fact that she doesn't have a god. She's like, I did not know that this was a thing that one needed. She's like, I just thought that there were gods and that they kind of just were. Yeah.
It's okay. Adrian doesn't worship either.
Yeah, but his dad is literally a god.
Yeah, but that hasn't saved me that much yet.
Oh, yeah, it's not that. It's more like, okay, but when I die, am I gonna go to the Beastland? What's the Beastland? Maybe I should ask Garvin about Beastland. Anyway.
So
Usually very specific.
Coco does that thing where
That's
you
for
sort of
giving
stare
people.
at the ceiling for a while.
So eventually, Coco, you do fall asleep just out of pure tiredness.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna keep her up all night, but there's that moment of, huh? Do I need to worry about this?
The night goes through. So here you're actually the first one to wake up. Coco, you kind of linger a little bit before the sun actually wakes you up this morning, just because you were up a little bit later. So here you look out, you don't see anybody. You see a couple of, again, the merchants kind of making their way. Some of them seem to have gotten early starts, but for all sakes and purposes, it looks like y'all were not paid any attention to on there.
Keep a watchful eye on the people passing by and around until others wake. To make sure nobody's lying in wait to do who knows what.
I think sleeping on the ground instead of a bed, Adrian is snoring. Probably pretty loud.
Eventually.
And probably druid crafted like tufts of grass underneath his bedroll, so it was extra cushioned.
Yeah.
Eventually you all wake up. As long as Garvin is inside, the hut stays up.
Well, it lasts exactly 8 hours, so probably about the time Garvin's kind of like getting up and we're
that's right, it is
resting and
only
we're
8.
stretching and getting, yeah, it's not long after I'm up that it's gonna fade.
Yeah, you guys kind of feel this change in air pressure as the sound of outside opens up, as you hear more the clear sound of the birds and the breeze and of the people traveling back and forth.
I just sleepily gesture around. Coffee? Anyone? Coffee. I'm gonna do that with my mess kit.
So you prep some coffee. You have whatever rations you want to have for breakfast. Eventually, you guys start packing up and start making your way towards Bellhome. Still a couple hours walk. Eventually, you arrive. So you look at this town. You see it's not very big. There's a couple of like light hills, but there's no fence surrounding the city. It's this little town itself. You see a small farm. You see a larger house. You see another house that's up on top of a hill, kind of looking over the town itself, and then some other little houses spread throughout the building. Throughout the town itself. You see what looks like an inn, potentially, or a tavern of some sort. It's a little bit larger, but not as tall as some of the other like housing styles.
I think when Garvin's walking this morning, he prays to Kalemvor to send Sahiri guidance about what Kalemvor has planned for her. And I think the reason Garvin does this is because, for one, it's, I think in his mind, no coincidence that he might have to walk through the realm of the dead while there's somebody with him who governs that. He's not really shared that much with anybody besides Adrin. But also, in his mind, he feels that she's meant for something greater that's involved with this lich and beyond. And I think he thinks Chult and some of the other stuff that we've been researching in Candlekeep in the library is tied into that. And I don't know why. I think there's some connections around the fact that there's other liches that come up there, possibly. There's this staff that has to do with the mind flayers back in Waterdeep, but Garvin thinks that Sahiri is meant to make it past all of that for a reason. And for whatever reason, she feels connected to just the location and doesn't understand her purpose beyond that. And I think what Garvin really latched onto is Sahiri was just going to go to another temple and see what happened, right? And I think he thinks that there's something. Why doesn't Kalemvor talk directly to her, right? And he's not a believer, but I think he just uses this as a moment to kind of reach out. And look, I don't know what. I'm not really good at this. I don't know if you're even here, if you can hear me, or what. But I think Sahiri needs your guidance. Whatever your bigger purpose is for her, you should show it to her, even little bit by little bit, so she's not overwhelmed. Something.
Okay. Give me a D100 roll and send it to me in a DM.
Okay.
I think while that's going on, Adrian did notice Coco looking, like getting that look of like, oh no.
Ignore
Yeah.
the smell of burning rubber. Coco's thinking.
Yeah, like saw you get that look last night and was like, hey, so I don't really have a god either. If it makes you feel any better, I know I have Dad technically, but he's not really a god of here, and I don't think that really counts either. So if it makes you feel better, you're not alone.
We go to the Beastlands?
I barely even know what the fuck that is. Gavin says so many things. I don't.
All right, look,
don't
we can
catch
go
it.
to the
What's
Beastlands,
Beastlands?
but the problem is, if you go to the Beastlands and you're connected like you are, Coco, to a beast, you might become the beast completely. But I guess that's not really different for you, because you can already speak and talk and you are a beast. Maybe the rest of us would turn to animals. Imagine a land where when people die, they want to become animals, that they want to live that life.
Oh, it's a
Well-
nice place.
I mean, for the most part, but it's very primal. It's very savage, too. But those people want that for their afterlife.
Hmm.
And some people go there and never leave and become animals they wish to be. I mean, I guess if you planar traveled there, is what I'm saying.
You might also find a deity someday, Coco. One that
We can go
matches with
find
you.
another library and do some research.
I mean, there are lots of deities.
Yep.
And
Some of them are even culturally tied. So there are orcish gods, there are elven gods, there are all
Bird gods?
the many peoples.
Bird
I
gods?
mean, the Raven Queen, she's I mean, I'm not sure if there's a bird god, but she's got Raven in her name.
Bit of a stretch, but I could kind of see it.
I think she
there
has
are
to do with
spelling
that.
gods. There are
Yeah.
earth gods of the earth. Maybe
There's gods of
there's
shiny, Coco.
yeah. There's god of luck.
And as you well know, there are gods of chaos. I roll.
Alright. I'm going to give you guys a map.
Okay.
And just ignore the name on the map because it's not. I changed it.
Yep.
There you go. So this is what you guys see as you come in. You guys are coming in from the north. There's a small road that's just to the west of the river. That's where you guys are coming in from. So as you come in, you see on your right, you see a barn. And then past that, you see a house, and then you can see looks like a little bit more of a manor house on top of this small little hill. Across the river, you see a couple of houses. There's a bridge. On the other side of the bridge is looks like that tavern. And then up on the hill, there's another house that's looking off the hill past the north of the inn. You see another house looking kind of down on a hill. And that's a little bit, again, larger than the other houses in the area. So maybe it's some poor as well. So there's two large houses, there's a tavern, and there's a bunch of other smaller houses and a barn.
Well, my fancy boy senses are tingling and pointing me towards those two.
I think you should probably just lead us, and then if it goes wrong, I can blame you.
What? No, I'm just pointing at buildings and being
Oh, we're going
vague.
right over there, aren't we? Isn't that what Adrian said? I kind of looked at
No, it's
Coco and
not.
Tahiri.
No, it's not.
Does anybody follow? Because Gavin starts to walk that way. Yeah, all right, so we're going that
Well,
way.
I go with them.
I mean,
Two of us are
before I start walking, let it be known he started this, and then I follow.
It was your idea.
Don't make me slap you.
I'd like to see you try.
Bitchy what?
You heard me. I just keep walking.
Coco looks at both of them. Focus.
Bad at that, but at trying.
Garvin's chuckling to himself. He's laughing. This is all funny to him.
So which building
don't
are you heading towards
understand.
first? Where are you heading towards? You're just
That's
The-
why
the-
when
the
I
nice-
said it, I pointed at two.
The nicer looking of the two, because Adrin's comment was about finer things.
My fancy boy senses are
Yeah,
tingling.
his fancy boy senses are tingling. So
so you see there's the larger one, which is across the bridge and up on the hill. And then there's one that's actually somewhat fancy that's just to the south of the river, up on a little hill as well.
So I mean, I think size doesn't matter to Garvin in this case. Whichever one looks fancier.
Which one's more secluded?
The one to the south on the top of that hill is a little bit more. There's like 3 buildings, but one of them looks like it's the one in the northeast corner of that kind of hill there. Um, looks fancier, but it's also kind of hidden off behind some trees.
All right,
The
Gav. If
hidden
you're
one.
gonna if you're
The
gonna make
hidden
this
one.
my thing, go with it's that one. I bet.
I was already going that way. I thought that's what
Oh,
you were
good.
pointing at.
I pointed at 2 of them. Genius.
And he just gives another slight grin and keeps walking.
Why is he like this today? I even made him coffee. Cheeky little twat.
So you guys head up to this house. This is it's a nice looking house. But as you get up there, the looks like all the windows are shuttered and or curtains. So you see curtains closed, but some of them have their actual shutters closed as well. Um, it's quiet. There's no activity that seems to be happening at all.
Well, this seems like the house of a morbidly depressed and super sketchy guy.
I go look.
If you want, but I don't even fucking know what we're doing here. I don't have a cover story prepared or nothing.
Garvin knocks on the door.
Garvin, what the? Before, as Garvin's doing that, Coco's already slipping into like whatever the equivalent of the rhododendron bushes are, and off to find a back way in.
Okay, so Garvin, you knock on the door, and it's completely quiet.
Hello? Excuse me? Do you have a bathroom? I really need to go.
There's not a sound. Coco, you make
And
your
I
way
give-
around, and you find that there is a back door as well. But again, all the
I give
windows are
Adrian a look.
closed.
Okay. Is the door locked?
You gonna try it?
Yeah.
Yep. You go and try and open
Carefully.
the door, and it doesn't open. It does look like it's locked.
Okay. Any windows on the windows are shuttered, so so shutters are on the outside. All right, Coco's gonna find a spot that is not visible from the road or to immediate passersby, and do her thing and go shimmy up, maybe either to the roof, or if there's a second floor balcony or
There
anything
is
like that.
a roof, but there's not a like balcony. There's no. Everything's just. It's just windows, but then there's a slight sloped roof up to the second floor, and then the second floor is all roofed as well.
So,
Okay.
guys, while Coco does Coco things, I think we should be standing, maybe not in front of the building. So I'm gonna draw an arrow on the ground, pointed the way we walk, and then we'll walk like 30 or 40 feet.
All right. And I just keep knocking, and I'm looking around. Is there any animals?
There's just birds and some squirrels and things like that, but for the most part, it's nothing. No like pets or farm animals.
No,
or
like
anything
farm animals.
No.
Okay.
So not being in front of the house also means not knocking on the door anymore. I have an idea. I
All
think
right,
we should
all right.
try
And
first.
Garvin, once he realizes there's no animals around or anything for him to kind of attempt anything further, he follows Adrian.
Wonderful. We're just gonna like basically leave the driveway, but I'm gonna like in the dirt with a stick just draw an arrow the direction we went for Coco.
Okay.
And we're just gonna hang out on the road for a little bit till Coco's back.
Garvin messages Coco. Hey, Coco, there's an arrow on the ground pointing the direction we went, just in case you miss it.
Okay.
Why didn't I think of that?
Because you're the one with the righteous communication skills. All
Oh
right.
boy.
Yeah. So Coco's gonna make sure that she's hidden from as much from the road as possible, so that people aren't like, "Hey, what's that budgie doing?" trying to climb in a second story window.
Okay.
And just use her boots to up to a likely looking window and grab onto the window ledge and see if she can either sort of peer through the shutters or listen in or otherwise sense, perceive, or otherwise notice what's going on in
Okay,
there.
you can give me a perception check.
Do I have an instrument? No.
You're forgetting that Coco's actually not bad at perception. I usually have characters who have shit perception.
Yeah, you're good at a lot of things.
Oh, yeah, but she is not good at a whole bunch of other things. It's just I rarely roll for those.
Valid.
That is a 22.
Okay. It is completely quiet. You hear no movement. You don't hear anything of any kind coming from the house at all.
Okay, can I open the shutters then?
The shutters are actually locked from the inside.
All right, fine. Roof it is. See if there's a access that way. Quietly prowl along the roof and see if she can find anything that looks like it might. One of the windows left open.
No windows are left open. The only thing that seems on the roof is a chimney, or you could try and get your way in through the doors and stuff.
Okay, well, chimney is not a good plan. Not Santa Claus. That's a really
How big's the house?
It's 2 stories.
Just rough dimensions from like side to side, like height. What would Garvin think it is?
Let's see. Roughly looking at it, it looks like it's a 60 by 40.
Okay. Just in case, needed to know.
Coco will flip back down to the back door and pull out her thieves' tools and have at her.
Okay, go ahead and give me a thieves tools check.
That is. I cannot math. What's 13 plus 9?
22.
22.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're fiddling with the lock and you feel the latch undo and the door swings open.
She's careful not to let it just sort of crash open. Just
You
thing
find
in.
yourself in what looks like the kitchen area. It's clean and well to do, but you don't I mean, there's no sign of any, there's no dishes in any sitting anywhere. It doesn't look like anybody's really, it just doesn't look like anybody's been active in the kitchen at all.
Oh, okay. Well, Coco is going to sneak forward and prowl through the house until she hopefully finds something
Okay.
or hears someone. Or is there anybody moving around in the house at all?
No. In fact, you're looking to the house and it looks like there's furniture and everything there, but it doesn't look like there's anything, like nothing. There's no valuables. There's no paintings. There's no like china in the china cabinet. There's no picture frames, like smaller pictures anywhere. There's nothing that shows like a value in the house. It just looks like generic furniture, generic dishes within the cabinets. I mean, it just there's
It
not
doesn't
much.
seem lived in.
Right.
So it doesn't seem lived in. It's like an Airbnb.
It's like a staged
It's-
apartment that
Yeah.
where the furniture's all
It's-
there, but nobody actually lives in there. Yeah, it looks there, but not used.
It's
Okay.
the model home of the development.
Okay. All right, well, she's gonna poke around the rest of the house, trying to be as quiet and sneaky as possible, just in case. And yeah, see if she can discover anything.
Okay. I mean, you keep creeping around the house.
Poke.
You find nothing. There's no paperwork. There's no valuables. Again, even in the upstairs, there's just nothing.
Is
Whatever.
there a room that looks like it was designed to be like a study or an
There
office
there
of
is a
some kind?
study set up, but again, there's nothing in there. There's not even any books in the shelves.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Which case, oh, all right. Well, it's just gone through the house. She'll go let herself back out the back door and close it behind her. And I don't think you can unpick a lock, but definitely close the door.
You can use lockpicks to reset a lock.
Sure you can.
All right. In which
I
case,
mean, in real life, I don't know about D&D.
I don't know about D&D either. It doesn't usually apply. Usually, you're just
If you want to, you
opening
can
things
try
for
and relock
treasure.
them.
Yeah, she'll give it a shot.
Not your normal wheelhouse, though.
No, leave no trace. 18.
Okay. You do manage to hear the latch click back into place.
All right, and she will catch up with the others. Should not be
So,
difficult.
anything interesting?
No one there. Nope. No one
Weird.
lives there. No one lives there.
Weird. In a small town, having an empty, very large, comparatively speaking, house feels suspicious. Um, the thinking that I had though, maybe we should go to the tavern or inn or whatever the hell that building is over there, and ask around about the person whom we are here to investigate. I don't really know entirely what the plan is. I mean, I was all on board team let's burn his house down, but that was as far as my planning had got. But now suddenly we're here. Um, what do? I mean, we could look for a cemetery and see if he's buried any of the bodies that he took with him, because he did take everyone's bodies with him and he brought them here. We could ask them where he is. If anyone wants to know why we are looking, I am a distant cousin of his. Got it?
I mean, I've got an
Everyone?
idea. Why don't we
What's
just look
your
for
idea?
things that have to do with people with their tongues cut out and stuff like that? See if there's any sort of cult stuff going on.
That seems like more your area of expertise, and I
I
don't
mean,
mean that as an insult
isn't
this
that
time.
what they were talking about with the ghost and the lady and stuff?
I mean, yeah, but
Oko
I
is
don't
now kicking
really know
herself
how
for
I'm
not
gonna.
having checked the garden for signs of burial.
I mean, I'm here because Sahiri wants to put a spirit to rest.
Yeah, for sure, but I just don't know how we are gonna go about doing that or acquiring the information that we need
Well,
to.
if we go to the tavern, we could
Yeah,
ask people about this guy and see what their opinion is of him. I mean, people tend to talk about neighbors who are garbage. I'm
yeah.
assuming that's not just a water deep thing. You know, like that
Mm.
dude who lives in the house at the end of the block is really creepy. People come into his house and don't come out. Like that kind of.
Nobody is creepy. Oh, you. That's an example. Never mind.
How many people did he move here?
As far as you know, he just brought the bodies of his family and the servants.
Okay, just servants and how many servants? Like how big's the town? I'm just trying to envision like what kind of foothold somebody this powerful would have over this village.
He didn't bring
Possibly.
anybody alive with him. He only brought the bodies of
Okay.
his 3 children, his wife, and the 3 servants.
Is there a
That's
graveyard?
gotta stir up the rumor mill. Like if you arrive with like 5 corpses in tow, that's gonna set some tongues wagging.
Garvin's looking around for a
That's
graveyard before we head
apropos.
to the tavern, just visually, just to see is there some place where bodies are notably buried?
No.
Is there a temple or a
It,
church?
you don't see a church. You don't see a temple of any kind, and you do not see a graveyard.
Wow,
So
this
he
is the
hasn't.
fucking boonies, gang.
Yeah, he hasn't disagreed with the
Oh,
the idea of the tavern, but he does look to Sahiri and goes, "I don't see a graveyard or a church or any place you'd put bodies, Sahiri."
I mean,
Ugh.
maybe there's a shrine. Maybe they have a shrine. Maybe there's somebody in the town that officiates over these things. They could cremate them.
I
I
was
mean,
just thinking that.
What if we start there instead of the tavern? I mean, my only concern is what if this guy's really messed up and then we start asking about him and then he knows we're looking for him?
Well, I
but
mean, we could go to the tavern to ask where the cemetery
is
is
there an
because
inn?
we're visiting a dead relative or something.
Does
I
the
mean, we
town
can
have
just
an inn?
listen.
I mean, we
That's
could
true.
go to the inn. I mean, or talk to whoever is in charge of the town and be like, "I'm coming through. Do you need any last rites done?"
Yeah, let's do that. I like that.
Yeah. So, and I very clearly look around us. Anyone got any fucking clue where the mayor might live? If this town even has a mayor?
You can roll. Give me an insight check.
Neat. 18.
Okay, so just looking around the town, you think if there was somebody in charge of the town, they're probably on the hill, the big house, the biggest house on the hill to the north, past over on the other side of the bridge.
So do we want to bug this official at home in the morning?
Never stopped you before.
Honestly, why
I know, but
we
I'm learning.
kind of what we do is go knock on officials' doors when we're in town, being like, "Hi, we're in town." All of a sudden, you don't know us, but we're here to help.
Hi, we're big news somewhere else. Um,
I mean, as I said, hi, I'm Sahiri. I'm a cleric of Kalimvor. I'm traveling through.
okay. My vote is you do the talking. Because I don't know how to sell this clearly from the last two attempts. It doesn't go good.
Are there any merchant? Like, have we seen the merchants coming through here, or were they just on the road?
They were just on the main road. You
Have we seen
you kind of have
anybody
veered off.
are
No,
in town?
you haven't seen anybody come in and out of town as of right now.
Nobody's wandering. Nobody's doing like morning chores, hanging up their wash.
Not in the houses you pass, no.
Weird.
We're in the fucking boonies.
Yeah, but you grew up on a farm, right? Didn't you have to get up early and like get eggs from the hen house and
Was I
wash?
supposed to? Yes. Did I make Gavin do it? Also, yes.
Well, but then Garvin would have been up doing
Can
it. So somebody
can I
you
roll
would
an
think.
intelligence check on Garvin? Because my thought right now is I'm agreeing with Sahiri.
Yeah.
It's almost like, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is my initial thought. Like this place is kind of marshaled indoors, waiting for something, hiding somewhere. Like this is almost like people held up inside of a like a barracks waiting for an attack. You know what I mean? Like there's just
Or
not a
like
lot of
there's
people around. Is that how it looks?
ghosts or
Yeah,
something
you can give
coming
me an intelligence
from
check on that.
the ground.
Yeah.
Or everyone's dead.
That was kind of where I was leaning.
Yep.
Maybe they're all cult members. They had a late night. I don't know.
Wow, my
Worshipping
intelligence is
whatever.
a little focused on other things and 8 this time.
Yikes.
You're looking at
I
it
guess
like
being
that,
mad at me, but
Garvin. You're kind of looking at it here. It's like, well, that doesn't really make much sense. That's why would they be all waiting on an ambush? They don't know you're coming.
also we are categorically not an ambush yet.
I mean, because we haven't gone to the tavern, we haven't seen an inn, or is it
I
an
mean,
inn
the
tavern
the only
combo?
things you see is there is smoke coming out of the chimney of the inn, and there is smoke coming out of the larger house up on the hill.
I mean, because we could go to the tavern first and be like, "Hey, we're here, stopping by. We want to
So
talk to your in charge person."
But from the
So
vantage
I
point you
noticed
have, you can't
smoke.
see people up on the hill. You can't see people. You can see you see that there's activity by the smoke coming out of the.
So Garvin notices the smoke in both cases. Is that what you're saying too?
Yeah.
Or I would.
Everybody really should.
So I think
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. So I think I look to Sahirian. It seems like up there, whoever's there is super important, and if you're normal people, that's where you are. And I point to the two places with smoke coming from them, and then look
I mean,
to
it
the rest
seems
of them
like-
as like.
Start with the tavern and be like, hey, don't know your town, don't know your hierarchy. Should we go up and offer services to the person in charge?
I think that's good.
Your quest, I'm following your lead.
And Adrian, just sell us his workers she's hired. That's your job.
Okay. I
Oh,
may have
for
some
the
ratty
tavern.
clothes in my bag.
Who cares if they're ratty? Maybe we owe her a favor. You figure out your story.
Very aggressive today. Calm it down.
He just
So
shrugs.
I guess we're headed to the tavern.
Okay, so
See
you guys.
what's what.
You guys head towards the tavern. You see a sign outside, and it says the Bulging Cauldron, and it's this large cauldron, kind of. It's very bulbous, and there's almost like stuff's exploding out of the top of it.
An aesthetic choice.
Appetizing.
So as you guys go and
Oh.
open the door, you look in, and it's pretty empty. That doesn't even look like there's any locals as are in there as of right now. You see behind the counter, you see a man, a human man. He's wearing an old flannel shirt and a riding hat. Looks up and says, "Ah, greetings. What brings you to our little town today, and what can I do for you?"
Well, we're just passing through, but seeing as I'm a cleric of Kalimvor and I did not see any temples from a quick glance, I didn't know if you needed any dead put to rest.
No. We need none of that stuff here. Most people have their own plots hidden back out in the woods, but they kind of do their own thing. But been pretty quiet here. We're just a small little town, and we're a little out of the way. What brings y'all into town right now?
Just wandering the world a little bit, seeing where Kalimvor takes me.
All right. Well,
I like your shirt, by the way.
oh, thanks. It's handed down from my pap.
Oh.
Should we talk to? Is there somebody in charge in the town?
Oh, you want to talk to Mayor Kara? She's up on the hill. She's probably outside working in her garden. She's always working in that thing.
And we're potentially looking for somewhere to stay tonight.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we've got a couple rooms. You can either rent them out by the day, or you can rent them out by the den day. There's 2 spare rooms upstairs in the second level.
What's a den day? Would Garvin know
10
what
day,
this is?
10 day, not a den day. 10 day.
10 day.
That was a
10 day. Okay.
misspeak.
No
by me.
worries. I was like, dang,
He's
what's
an
a den
accent.
day? New term.
He's an accent.
This
Give him a
is real
break.
backwoods.
I haven't had
I
enough to
think-
drink. My accent doesn't actually come out real well until that. But
Hey, no
I
worries.
think we're probably just looking at a night or two.
well, if you only want to stay for a couple nights, then you can just pay by the night, and we'll go from there.
Pleasure.
That'll be 5 silver per room. So I mean, just let me know if you decide to take that up, and if you need anything else from me, just let me know.
Excellent. I wish you good business on this day.
Oh, lunch and dinner, and once the workers get out of work, they tend to come down, and that's our business time right there.
out of pure curiosity, what is the major work to be had in this town?
Well, it's
It seems
mostly
very quiet.
mostly farm work, and there's a couple of lumber workers that work out here, bring wood to the mill down in the next town over. But for the most part, it's quiet. There's not a whole lot of us out here. There's been a bunch of whole new folk moving in, but they don't usually come in and stop in.
Wow, neat. Thanks.
Anything else I can do for you all today?
Not at the moment. We're gonna go talk to the mayor, but we'll be back for those rooms.
Go and announce ourselves, I guess.
All right. Well, y'all take care.
You too. What was your name again, by the way?
Name's Old Fargo.
Sorry. Fargo.
Old Fargo. You can just
Good to
call
meet
me
you.
Old Fargo.
Old Fargo. Is there a young Fargo?
Yes.
Sorry.
That damn
Awkward
son
question.
of mine. He got caught up in that Vialis guy who moved in years ago, and it just it was about he got it all involved in him about a month ago, and I haven't really seen him since then.
You
The
haven't
witch guy?
seen your son in a month?
I mean, he's old enough to do stuff on his own, so I can't really fault him. But usually, he at least stopped in every once in a while. But I haven't seen him in the last month.
Well, if we see him, would you like us to pass a message along?
Yeah, I'd like him to check in. Let me know he's all right.
Yes. I too was a problematic youth and have recently been yelled at by my parent for similar things. In fact, that was 2 days ago. He's been hanging out with. Did you say his name was Valis?
Vialis, the Vialis Yellowcrest. That's that
Oh,
fop who
yeah.
bought that house up on the hill.
The one that's all boarded up?
Oh, we haven't seen him around there. He's been, from what I heard, he's been doing something with that, he came into town planning to renovate the old temple that's down the road. It's about an hour out of town. But he's brought in all sorts of strange types of people, and I don't know, that man, he's just a collector of sycophants, and he uses his wealth to try and impress people, and I don't think he's up to any good.
Doesn't sound like it.
No.
So yeah, if you see my boy, let him know I'm looking for him. I like to come home.
Young Fargo. Got it. Does he have a similar shirt?
No, I haven't passed this one on down to him yet.
That is the cutest thing I've heard in a week. But
Resembles you,
okay.
I'm assuming. Looks a lot like you.
Yeah, without the facial hair.
Got it. Well, if we see him, we'll give
So
him a stern look. And,
while
nice-
we're sitting here and talking to this guy, I just want to do an investigation. Garvin wants to look this guy up top to bottom
Okay.
and get a very detailed mental image of what he looks like.
Okay, go ahead. Just give an investigation check.
18.
Okay, so you think you have a pretty good idea of exactly what he looks like.
And I'm gonna be trying to think about his voice and other stuff. But Garvin's more focused on looks.
Okay. Got it.
Oh boy. All right. Well, old Fargo. We will catch you later then.
All right. Y'all take care.
Thanks. As soon as we get outside, he's a really nice guy. Like, you expect to get out into the boonies and it's all shit and garbage, but he's really sweet.
But like,
From
I haven't seen my
first
son
What
in
interaction.
temple
forever.
was he talking about?
I don't fucking know.
I guess talk to the mayor and then try to find this temple and see what's what.
Yeah.
Maybe
Sounds
you just tell the mayor that we collect Kellenvor sent you for the temple or something.
We could try that. Or find out who the temple was originally to. I mean,
Maybe you just tell her there's dead that need to be cleaned up or something there. I don't
You know
know.
what?
Garvin just kind of shrugs.
Actually, I have an idea. I'm gonna poke my head back in. Hey, old Fargo, me, Adrian again. What's up? Who was that old temple originally to before this weird Valis guy showed up?
I don't know. It's not actually part of the town. It's about an hour down, but it's just that's
Fair enough.
that's the rumor that he had been working on, why he'd been staying in town.
Fair enough. I'm right, so I was curious. Well, thanks. See you later. And pop back out. He don't know him either.
All right, well, to the mayor and see what they know.
I was wondering if we could get a cover story like, oh, we're here from that god and we're supposed to reclaim the town. Blah, blah, blah. But, well, I tried.
I mean,
So-
there's dead people everywhere. I'm sure it applies to any situation.
Wow, that's grim. But true.
I'm, I'm sure with a temple, there's a cemetery. Just do some
Yep.
rites, make sure the dead stay in your cemetery and don't plague your town.
Okay, so you guys head up the hill and you see again a larger house. Outside in the front garden, you see it looks like a middle-aged woman, kind of bent down. You can see her hair is in a ponytail back behind her. But look, she's got her back to you, and looks like she's tending to her garden.
Excuse me, ma'am.
You kind of see her kind of startle a bit. Oh, yes. Can I help you?
Sorry to bother your gardening. I was informed by Old Fargo that you're the mayor.
Oh, yes. My name's Cara Fereni.
Hi, Sahiri, cleric of Kalimvor.
Pleasure to meet you. What
Passing
can I do for you?
Hi. Making sure you don't have any undead concerns or need any dead put to rest while I'm
Nothing.
passing through.
Nothing that I know of. I mean, as I said, most of the people in town take care of their own. But it's nothing that I. Yeah, we don't. I mean, we don't even have our own graveyard within town. No. So there's not
Is it
much.
at the temple?
That old place? No, there's no. I don't think there's any graveyard. But again, that's not town property. So.
I
Do you
know.
who the
Old
temple
Fargo
was
mentioned
to?
it, and I was curious.
Excuse me.
Do you know who the temple was to?
It was old and run down before I even made it into town, so it's nothing that I'm familiar with. I just know that there's this old temple that Villacrest fella came into town and decided he was going to work on.
Yeah, what's up with him?
Everybody
That's the
needs a
second time
project.
we've heard
Yep.
that name in a day.
I don't really know. He's as far as I know, he's just here and keeps to himself. I don't really see him too often. Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Okay. It's bad. It's an 8.
Yeah, it just she doesn't seem to know him, or I just it's never nobody I've seen or really gotten to. I mean, he keeps to himself, and now he's really much been over at the tower more than anything else. So nobody really sees him in town all that often.
The tower or
Tower.
temple?
Temple, tower. It's the same thing.
Okay.
What kind of tower? I like towers.
It was an old crumbling tower. That
does.
was the remnants of the temple.
What kind of god has a temple that's a tower?
Well,
The
it
you kind.
might have had a temple. I mean, the temple itself might have had a tower. The tower's the only thing that seems to be left.
So the temple's underground.
Structurally speaking, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I mean, it would have to be. The tower would be on top of the temple, and if all that's
No, I
seeing is
don't-
the tower.
I don't mean your thing. I mean the fact that that's the only thing left.
You have a lovely garden. We'll
Oh.
let you get back to your gardening.
Thank you.
We're weird. Sorry.
Do you have any vegetables for sale?
This is a flower garden, so I don't sell vegetables and fruits or anything like that.
Do you ever export to Waterdeep?
To Waterdeep? We don't go that far. That's quite a travels north.
Oh,
What
you
do?
don't have any merchants that would go that far?
Not that I know of. I mean, that most of them would have to go out along the go through Baldur's Gate and then go out and along the ocean to be able to go back up north. The terrain between Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep is not exactly the safest of lands. I mostly keep to town anyway,
I
so.
mean- You could go to the port at Candlekeep. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump, really.
Maybe we should open a Candlekeep location.
Look, franchising is a whole lot more paperwork than I have to deal with next year.
Gavin's like gives a grin and just goes kind of quiet, hoping that Adrin spirals off into some idea.
I mean, eh, if 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 you ever wanted to, yeah, export something. I mean, I hear you do a lot of lumber work. If you needed to export, I'm sure we could figure out a way to make that happen.
Most of our lumber work is all done to the mill in the next town over. It's nothing that it directly benefits the town. People just live here. We're not a business town. We're just I kind of help keep things running, but
that's fair.
We're small little quiet hamlet sitting in the plains over here.
Yeah, it's a nice town. I like it. I don't say that much.
Is there anything else I could do for you?
No,
Nope,
thank
sorry
you
to
for
annoy
your
you.
time.
Well, if you ever need anything else or have any other questions, just feel free to let me know.
Thanks.
With that, she kind
I
of
guess
turns
we,
back and starts to go
turn-
back to gardening.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
kind
we're
of following
just gonna walk
Tahiri's lead.
All right. Well,
Back to Old Fargo then, or are we venturing to this temple tower?
yeah. Or do we take an hour-long walk out to the?
What else is there in town? Is there any house or structure that stands out as odd, different? I'm looking for like the black sheep of the town. Is there any of those around?
I also think we should go back. We
There's
should go back to the main house and just check the grounds.
Nothing looks
Just to be on the safe
necessarily
side.
out of place. As I said, when you walked into town, there was a barn. There was another nice but smaller house, and then you just had the rest of them. Some of the other ones are just nondescript buildings.
Are there any farms that aren't being utilized?
There's no farms, but there's a barn with a field that doesn't look like it's been tilled.
I'm more concerned with the fact that people are going missing, sort of, and haven't been seen by their families. I mean, I know that it's an adult, but it seems odd in this kind of town that you wouldn't run into your loved one at least at some point in a reasonable amount of time.
It's
I mean, he said weeks. Oh.
Who has a barn with a field that's not planted next to it this time of year? And I point up towards like the barn up there, kind of like that I noticed.
Even the idiot who sold my pot had tilled the field. Oh, that's a good point. It like suddenly dawns on Adrian what the fuck you're talking about.
I mean, she's talking about the fact that the dead aren't being buried anywhere. There's no graveyard in town. There's nowhere for them to go, right? So where do they go?
Somebody said they put them in the woods, which I feel like is kind of inviting undead. Like, hey, cool, I put you in the ground, awesome. Like, no, hey, I hope you meet your god. Hey, I hope so and so looks over you. Hey,
No, it's all deeply weird.
It's very suspicious to me, but I also come from a big city. I don't know, maybe this is the way small towns do things.
No.
This is not the way.
No.
I want to go look at that barn.
Yeah. I promise not to blow it up unless we have to.
Are we about to walk into some weird cult thing where there's people in robes? Are they raising a lich? Is that
It
what we're doing?
It would not be the first time we did that.
Oh, no. We are not about to walk in. We are about to send Coco in stealthily. I've learned.
She's not going in by herself.
I mean, we're like right the fuck outside.
But what if she's ambushed?
We're gonna hear it.
Coco looks insulted.
I'm not saying you're not capable. What if there's like a dozen of them, Coco?
Run away?
Walk real loud.
What if there's a cage or a trap and you don't see it? It's happened to us.
It has. I don't want to talk about it, but it has.
I mean, I would assume there's no way we're going to sneak up on a tower. If they're in the top of the tower looking out, we can't, like...
That's very true.
Actually, we can sneak up on the tower. I'll make sure of that.
I mean, it just seems very odd to me that maybe there are other people who their children, adult children, have fallen in with
Douchebag
the
McGee.
culture. Yeah, I mean,
That's his name in my notes.
All right, can we check out the one house without the fields first before we leave, and then maybe the temple,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, fuck
sleep?
it.
All right.
Hi.
All
I
right.
wanna
What's our
see if I can
story?
Get one of those plaids. Fucking God, you are hitting me with this every 20 minutes today. Well, if it is an untilled field on a property, perhaps we are newcomers to the town, and we are looking at possible real estate. Maybe. I'm seeing a lot.
I mean,
of
sounds good to me. We got a lot of
expressions.
money.
Yes, we do, but they don't need to know that. I don't want to be douchebag McGee.
mean-
You know what I'm saying? Who- I mean, that's if we get caught looking at this barn. We're new to town, and clearly we are not from small farming towns.
So, are there any between the barn as we're walking that way and where we were currently at, like bushes or any dense areas to kind of like dip into for a moment?
There is, let's see, there is a copse of trees just before the branch off in heading towards that barn.
Okay. Garvin's gonna hit the copse of trees and then step out looking like good old what's his name? What's the
Old
name?
Fargo?
Old
Fargo.
Fargo.
Old Fargo. And he's just gonna start strolling towards the barn and
Oh,
acting
Fargo.
kind of like
That's Gavin. That's
Yep.
definitely Gavin.
Yep.
God.
Exaggerated steps with the arms going and everything.
Okay. Is anybody
Why did
else
he
following
even ask me
behind
for a
him, or
cover
just?
story if he was just gonna fucking do?
I'm just gonna
Yeah, no, I'm gonna
follow.
follow him. I'm just gonna complain.
Is there a
Well,
way?
no
Is there a
harm.
way to get to sort of circle around or find a way behind? I don't know. Bushes. I don't know what kind of cover is around, but Coco is
Well,
going
you
to
guys,
attempt to.
I gave you guys the map, and it's the northwest corner up here. You guys, the trees that you guys are in are the ones that are right at the corner.
Okay.
As you're heading to the west towards that, the house is the one all the way on the western side, the furthest west on the
The
map.
one with the triangles facing each other.
Yes,
Yes,
that's where you're heading. So the trees are the ones at the corner of the main thoroughfare. So
Okay.
so you guys are basically just with Garvin ahead of you, walking down the road as Old Fargo. The rest of you guys are kind of following along. You guys get to the edge of the house, the edge of the barn, and you hear a voice come from behind you, from the house, coming out of the western side of the house. That's just to the east of the barn. Well. What have we have here? You see,
Garvin just kind of like waves cheerfully, like he knows the guy, points to the group of them, and then just starts to walk off as if he was leading them here.
okay,
I'm gonna just try to disappear behind the copse of trees and change back to Garvin and come back.
you're gonna go behind the
Okay,
barn
it's-
because you're heading
Or
towards.
behind the barn, yeah.
Okay.
Behind the barn would work too, yeah.
So the rest of you guys see, two men walk out. They are. You see, they've got a mace. Both of them have maces in their hand, and you see a large crossbow on the back. And then you see two hooded figures, kind of coming out of the building behind them. Oh, what have we here? Some interlopers, some nosy little rats, poking the nose where they don't belong.
No, sir. just some travelers on the road, just taking a look around this lovely little town of yours.
There's no need to be
Do you
rude,
have any
darling.
dead that you can put to rest?
Probably just you. As they bring out their maces,
Oh, it's gonna
And-
be like that
So-
then. Good fucking luck.
we
Did I get
will-
around the corner?
Yeah.
Is my question? Okay.
Yeah, you'll make
so
it
I've
around
got
the
around
corner
the
by the
corner and I'm looking. Okay.
But
I don't. I'm just hearing
um,
this. That's all I'm.
yeah. So we're going
As soon as he
to.
says just you, I'm fireballing.
Well, we're gonna take a break, real quick before we get into this combat, because you're not gonna get that. You're gonna have to roll for initiative to get that firebolt off. So,
Fine.
guys, we're gonna take about a 5 to 10 minute break, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna resolve this conflict here and see how things go from there, and see if the guys can find out any more information about what the hell's going on in this town. So, hang tight, guys. We'll be back in just a little bit.
I tried to do this the diplomatic way, man.
Oh, welcome back, everybody. Make sure sound is that we're not going to go the first half an hour without any voice chat from Discord popping up, so you guys can actually hear what everybody's saying, as opposed to
Rip.
whatever the hell I did before, other than staring at the
Rip.
screen while they talked. But anyway, tech issues aside, we have combat music, and now we're in combat. So I need everybody.
20 initiative.
Need everybody to roll me initiative.
Fudge.
I saw the
Needs
B come up on the dice. I was like, that's an at 20.
Ooh.
Ooh, I got a
D&D
9.
Beyond.
And where did my encounter just go? Now
22
D&D.
total. I think you should be able to see mine. Mine's in the group thing.
Yeah, I saw the game log, but D&D Beyond just lost my encounter.
Oh, rip.
It's all right. We will wait while you get your stuff wherever it needs to be, I guess.
We're having
I can vamp.
tech issues stupidly tonight. Sorry guys, this is literally DM loading. I think D&D Beyond might have just crapped out. There we go. Slowly come back up. I had problems with it last night as well. And then when we just lost the music. Oh, for God's sakes. Really?
I'm still hearing piano.
I'm not hearing anything, but except for you guys. And that's enough for me.
This will work.
Pinkies crossed.
It's gonna be one of those nights, guys. I apologize.
That happens.
Now the question today, is it me?
I mean, Sirenscape is certainly on their end.
Yeah, Sirenscape's
D&D Beyond.
the internet is my issue. Okay, so we're just gonna do it from my computer is having problems too, so that's not helping any.
Cool.
Alright. Run encounter. And Gavin with a 22. Adrian with a 9.
Prize.
Gary with a 3. And Coco with her patented 21. Still not the highest this round, though. All right. So, Gavin, you had just gone around the corner and you heard these guys basically threaten the rest of the party.
Okay. All right, Garvin's not happy about this.
So you see what looks like basically 2 thugs and 2 like cultist looking guys.
Yeah. I think that Garvin casts a 2nd level fog cloud at the corner of the building immediately as he hears this. He just turns back and he just, because it's 40-foot radius and it goes around corners and things.
Okay,
so I'm just blanketing the in massive fog all the way around us.
Okay, so it'll, because of that distance, it'll cover the corner of the barn and the entranceway of where the guys came out from the building next to the barn.
It's 40-foot radius, so it's 80-foot wide, 40-foot tall.
Okay, so everybody, including the bad guys, you see are blanketed in fog. You guys can no longer see.
That's fine.
And I think Garvin just shouts out, "I think you made a big mistake." And I start walking back fog towards that direction, pissed off.
Okay. Coco.
Well, now I can't see.
Does Coco say anything?
No, because
Okay.
these people just tried to kill her, or at least threatened to kill all of us. So, how many is forgive me, my brain is not working well. How many of them are there?
You saw 4. You saw 2 thuggish looking
Okay.
guys and 2 like robed other cultist looking dudes.
Okay. The robed cultist looking folks. How far were they the last time?
They
The last time I
were
saw them.
when you were able to see them, they were about 25 feet ahead of you. With the
Okay, because that
thuggish
was like a
guys.
split second.
Yeah, the thuggish
Because
guys were
that was
about
like a
15
split
feet.
second ago.
Yeah, the thuggish guys were
Okay.
about 15 feet ahead of you.
Okay. Check something very quickly.
Garvin, it sounded like
Okay.
you guys were caught off guard.
I mean, a little. I tried
Yeah.
diplomacy, but I was gonna just blow him up.
Okay. In which case, I've got plenty of movement, so Coco is going to just activate her boots, go up about 15 feet, use her movement to go to where the robed folks are, uh, land, hopefully, if she hopes, behind them, and attempt to stabity them.
Okay, so
Blind,
you're going.
blind.
Yeah, this is gonna be pretty tough to hit, but it's gonna be disadvantage. It's gonna be pretty hard to hit them. So, but you can
It's
give it a
gonna be
shot.
disadvantage no matter what. It's
Yeah.
disadvantage no matter what, right?
Wabbity babbity,
So
give him the stabbity.
luckily, I am pretty decent at stabbing.
Here's what we're gonna do. Give me a D8 roll because you
D8?
can't
Okay.
see, so your
Yeah.
direction sense is
So
off.
I'm. Yeah.
You can go up
exactly.
without a problem, but I need to know which direction you end up going. So give me a D8.
Yeah, she's going in the direction she is reasonably sure
Mhm.
that she
I
saw
mean-
them.
The direction we were already facing, too.
8.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to head out in what you think was the right direction. So now you go ahead and give me that tag.
Disadvantage. Actually, that's quick. Wow, it has been a hot minute since we were in combat, isn't it? Actions. 8. That's 23. Crap. I just dropped
With
my die.
23 with disadvantage.
I rolled a 15 and a 16.
Okay, so
Sorry.
you
I mean,
hear
I'm not sorry, but I'm sort of.
you
but,
hear
know.
a yelp of pain. Go ahead and roll your damage. You will not get sneak attack because you had disadvantage.
That is fine. I still get to do fire damage, so it's not not lost. Okay, so that's 8 points of piercing damage and 7 points of fire damage.
You said 8 and 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely hear him scream in pain. Okay.
Well, I suppose it was time for cat number 3 to show up. Just get the whole parade.
You
tonight.
hear one of the thug looking guys yell, "Oi! I can't see! Boys, get back out here and help!"
Kind of the idea.
All right. Okay. You hear movement, And then you hear another voice coming from inside the building yell, "Oh wait, where are you?" As another guy yells, "We're back out here." All right. So you hear some more movement, but you don't know where any. You still can't see anywhere any is. Adrin, you're up.
Perfect. How far away was the building from me before the fog went up?
Where you guys came,
I know what
I do
did.
too.
Yeah.
15 feet. Or no, sorry, 25 feet. They hit the two culty looking guys had just come out the door. So you had 15
Tahira,
feet.
you want to come? That's all I ask. Probably have time for a yes or a no before I do the thing.
Yes.
Cool. I touched
love
the
the-
hearing and I cast
I love the
Dimension
resigned
Door.
tone. I love the resigned tone. Yes.
I'm gonna quicken it too.
Okay.
And now we're inside the house
Which house?
or the building where the bad guys are.
It's something you have to visualize. So you'd have to be able to you could visualize like right inside the entrance. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, you can't.
Pretty much.
You haven't been inside the barn, so you can't visualize it to be able to make it.
But I can. It can be. Hold on. It can be a place you can see, one you can visualize, or one you can describe by stating distance and direction.
Give
So
it an
if the building
exact
was 25
distance
feet away
just
from me,
inside the door.
if the building was 25 feet away from me, I am saying 30 feet directly ahead of me.
So are you going into the barn or you're going in the building that they came out of?
The building.
Okay. So all right. And how far did you say?
30 feet, so it's just 5 feet inside.
Okay.
Hello.
So
And I've
inside,
quickened this, so
you
that's gonna be
see
chaos.
inside
This is bad.
you see one more of those thug-like guys, but then you see two other guys who are just heading towards the door. They are both wielding long swords, and they look a little bit more armored.
Hey, what's up? And then I'm just gonna cast a firebolt at one
So
of
we'll
the
say you
armored
have
dudes.
thug, you have soldier, and then you have cultist. So we'll go with that. There's from what you can see, there's one of the thugs and two of the soldiers inside the building. You think there are still two of the cultist looking dudes and two of the thug looking dudes outside. So it
Oh,
seems
I
like
have
a
a really bad
seems
idea
like a
for
total of
next
about
round.
7
Okay,
guys.
cool. I have already cast a spell this turn, so I can only use a cantrip. I'm going to firebolt the thug.
Okay.
26 to hit.
It hits.
Yeah. 10 fire damage, but hold on, I don't know if that's adding my attack rolls. Yep, it's adding. All right. Yeah, so 10 damage.
Okay.
Fire. That's it.
All right. Well, he's now up. And he's going to come swinging at you. So he's going to swing at you twice
That's
with his mace. Maybe. That's
gonna
a
try.
22 to hit.
Hits.
And you take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
And
A little.
he's going to swing again. And that's an 18 to hit.
Hits.
For
My plan
another
when we get back to Waterdeep.
another
magic
5
tattoos.
another 5 points of damage.
Cool.
Okay.
Worth it.
All right, Sahiri. So you found yourself in a room with Adrin, and there were 3 guys. One of them just got smacked in the face by a firebolt by Adrin, and then he came over and smacked Adrin with his mace. There's 2 other guys. Both of them have swords.
I am clearly bruised, but also very much grinning. You
Cool.
can see
Well, we're gonna
murderous and chaotic intent in my eyes.
roll the dead on the guy that just hit Adrin.
Okay, so it's a wisdom save.
I need him to make a DC 16 wisdom save.
18 on the die. So an 18.
And I am also, after watching Adrin just get hit twice, going to
Good.
Shield of Faith him. So he gets a
Nice.
+2 to his AC bonus.
I'm
as well.
so much
Nice.
better now.
Nice.
Wow, wow, wee wow. My AC is 14 now. When we get back to Waterdeep, I am investing in
Your
magic
AC
tattoos.
is what? How
That's
did they
why
let,
I have so many hit points.
why did they let
Okay.
you go this long with such a shitty AC?
Because we don't have the money.
Jesus.
Which is
We need to
ironic.
fix that.
'Cause we have
We have the
so
money to
much
fix
money.
that.
All right,
We have the money to
both
fix that.
both
Yeah,
of the
but we haven't had
cultist
the
looking
means.
guys, you hear chanting come from them, and Coco, the one that you hit, you see a kind of flash surround him, but
Mhm.
nothing else happens.
Oh,
Can
okay.
I see this?
Coco is literally right in front of them, so she can barely see
Coco's
them.
Okay.
outside. You're
That's
inside.
valid. So
Yeah.
no, I can't see it.
No, correct. That's into the fog. Garvin.
Because through the window is just fog. Okay.
Okay. Now, this is where it gets interesting, okay? Because I have some questions. Fog is technically water in vapor form, yes?
By technical
Oh,
terms,
dear.
correct.
Oh
Okay.
no.
I have a cantrip called Control Water or Shape Water, okay? And one of the things that it does is it allows you to move or otherwise change the flow of water as you direct up to 5 feet in any direction, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't. So what I'm wondering is am I able to create a natural flow for the fog to start moving towards the direction Coco, like those cultists were, so that it moves away from the barn and eventually dissipates, clearing, like essentially like a natural, trying to disperse it or move it, right? But
I mean,
slowly. Do I need to do that each turn, or would this be like once a current started, it's just going to trickle?
I think because it's really you're moving it 5 feet, it's going to take it an action per turn to do that. To really move it
I can fix
continuously.
that.
Well, it says it move or otherwise change the flow of the water as you direct.
Because it's not really.
Right now, it has no flow.
Yeah,
Would
it's
that
got
be
no flow.
right? Okay. So then there's another question, because the next part of it is it says I can change the water's color or opacity in a 5 feet area. Can I make a 5-foot area of the fog see through?
You could do that, yes.
Okay. And then lastly, it says I can freeze the water provided there's no creatures in it. Could I freeze a section of it?
As long as again there's no creatures in that section, yes.
Okay.
But it extends 40 feet up.
Uh-huh. It's just a
Yeah.
5-foot cube. I'm just sorry. My brain just realized the synergy of these spells in that sense. Garvin came around the corner. Garvin, because he came around the corner, is going to cast Shape Water just to his right to turn the fog transparent so he can see the wall of the barn,
Okay.
right? He's going to touch the wall of the barn with his hand at that point and start walking towards the door,
Okay.
using that as a way to navigate through his fog.
Sure.
I'm gonna stop wherever my movement stops. I don't know if I'm gonna bump into somebody.
No, because
I'm
they're
just
not
gonna
coming out of the
okay.
barn, they're coming out of the other building. So by going around
Okay.
and feeling the edge, you actually with your movement, you'll make it to the edge of the barn door because the barn door is only 15 feet from the corner.
Okay. Nobody was coming out of the barn though, right?
No, they were coming out of the
Is that
building
correct?
building next to the barn.
How far from the barn door was the building?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. I just shout out, Coco, if you need me to drop the fog, let me know. And I think I'll end my turn there.
Okay. And Coco, that one's you.
Well, Coco is bolstered by her earlier success, and is going to attempt to stab the person through the fog again. I assume I'm still at disadvantage. Do I still need to roll a
still,
d8 or?
No, because you're not moving.
Okay. Ooh, that's not nearly as good. Don't think that's gonna hit. 12?
12 misses.
Yeah, that was a very low roll.
As you swing your weapon at it, you see a glint of like radiant light bounce off of your weapon.
Okay. Stupid magic users.
Don't you have an offhand attack?
Oh, I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, it's technically not it's I think just the offhand.
I think it's a dagger.
Yeah, it's just a dagger. Let's see.
Rapier and dagger is a terrifying combo, by the way. Works real good.
Where is it? Have it. I keep forgetting that it exists. So it's.
I mean, it should be Dex plus D20 plus your proficiency bonus. The attack.
Okay, so. All right. Well.
And then it's only a
every
D6
little bit...
with no bonus to hit.
Well, every little bit helps. Oh no, very much no. Nope. 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 I rolled rolled a 2. It's not gonna hit anything. I don't care how many bonuses I have.
All right. The two guys with swords, one's going after Sahiri and the other one's going to come after Adrin. So Sahiri first. He's going to make 2 attacks with his sword. All right. First one on Sahiri. I don't think a 9's going to hit. But a 21. Okay, so 21, and he just comes down on you with his long sword. He does 9 points of damage, and then Adrin 2 swings with his 19.
Hits.
For 8 points of damage. And the second attack is another 19.
Okay.
For another 9 points of damage.
Ouch. This is what happens when you brag about having hit points.
It's fine. I'm at like Garvin's total right now. It's fine.
All right,
And
Adrin, you're up.
the DM makes it his personal mission to whittle those hit points away.
So, I have a question.
Okay.
How Garvin was curious about how spells work. I'm curious about how certain spells work. In this particular instance, I'm inside a building now.
Yeah.
So clearly Fireball is going to work. Duh. How would Storm Sphere work? Because there's dudes. And I could just be like, boop, there's a Storm Sphere in the middle of the fucking room. Good luck.
I mean, that would affect you too. I mean, the building is 20 by 40 that
So
you're
if I
in.
put it against the other wall, I'll be okay.
But I mean, there's nothing stopping Storm Sphere being used even inside a building.
20-foot radius.
Yeah, it's a radius. That would hit everything in
Oh. So I'm gonna hit myself if I do that. All right, cool. Well, good to know.
Well, yeah, I mean, if how big was the room again?
Yeah,
20 by 40.
20 by 40. Pretty much regardless, I'm hitting me
the
or
back wall.
Sahiri.
The radius would only hit half the room, right? Like it would depend upon how you were positioned in the room.
He brought himself right into the building,
like 5 feet inside the building.
So he's 5 feet in the door, and all the guys are. So yes, you technically could put it against the back wall and only hit them.
Let's do that.
Okie dokie.
So a 20-foot radius sphere of whirling air springs into existence, centered on that wall. So probably rips a hole in the wall. Um. Oh my gods, this isn't even. Oh, it is concentration. Whatever. Each creature within the sphere, when it appears, needs to succeed on a strength saving throw.
Okay. That would be. What's the DC?
Well, tell me the rolls first so that I can decide if I want to bend luck on them.
Well, I need to know the DC so I can tell you if it's pass or fail.
Okay. Oh, right. It's 16.
Okay, he fails.
Cool.
Also very much fails, and also fails. So you're good.
Sweet. All right. So they're all gonna take 8 bludgeoning damage from the storm sphere,
Nice.
and then as a bonus action, I can just lightning bolt them for a little bit. That's neat.
Okay.
Advantage on the attack roll if it's
46.
in the sphere. On hit makes it 46
Yeah.
lightning damage.
Yeah. So the dude who looks armored, he's inside the sphere, right?
There's 4 of them that are armored, but 2 of them look a little bit more armored. The 2 guys with the long swords look a little bit more armored, and they actually look like they're okay as far as health is concerned.
Cool. Not for long. Is one of them at all more damage? Like, if we hit one of them, or I know I hit the thug.
You hit both
But
of the
neither of the
soldiers.
soldiers.
You hit both of the soldiers with your bludgeoning damage from the storm sphere. That's all that they've. That's all the damage they've taken.
I don't really care which one of them.
Okay.
But I'm gonna slap one of them with the lightning ability from it.
Okay, you get advantage on the roll.
I don't need it. That's a crit.
Okay, yeah, it was. I saw that.
D6.
And the other one is a 12, but that's fine. So 8d6.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 46 normally. A crit would be 8.
24 damage to that one.
He's not dead.
Stop poking me.
But he's hurt.
Do you want me to roll the thing to see if I
Yes,
explode?
give me that D20.
Yeah.
Technically a spell. He used an item.
He had used a
No,
level 1
this is a
or a
spell.
level spell for the storm sphere.
Okay.
And what'd you get?
18.
Okay,
I don't
you're
have
fine.
an item for this. Do I? I don't have an item for this. No.
All right.
I mean, I have my Pearl of Power, but
There was an item tied to this in that book that they used. That's why I was curious.
Nope,
Never
that
mind.
was a spell,
It's something
so-
separate.
But you did
Yeah.
not trigger. All right. Okay.
oh, also just so you guys are aware, this is my AC with a cloak of protection on.
Oh my god.
Okay. So next up, that's it, right? That's everything.
Oh yeah, that's my
Okay.
action and my bonus action. All I have left is counterspell just in case.
All right. The thug's up, and you are now the biggest threat. So he's going to swing twice with his mace.
So their
But
space
it's
is
difficult
difficult
terrain.
also, yeah.
Maybe he doesn't have to
All
move.
And
anything
it's
in the storm is.
whirling wind and all kinds of crazy chaos. Does he have disadvantage or anything?
It doesn't say it gives
He's
disadvantage.
literally.
No, it doesn't say
okay.
that. It just says it's difficult terrain.
Yep.
Okay.
So he missed on the first one. He got a 20 on the second one, which I'm pretty sure hits.
Yes.
For a whopping 7 points of damage.
Please stop punching me.
And
It's a con save, isn't it?
yes.
At least you brought the cleric with you?
And that one.
It dissipates.
Do you bend luck?
I'm gonna
Okay.
tides actually.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Fuck that shit. I don't care if I explode next round. 26.
All right. So it remains. You managed to save that time. So okay. All right. Sahiri,
Cool.
you're up.
Okie dokie. Well,
I'm bleeding but cackling, very much like Megumi.
yeah, we are going to do cast Guardian of Faith. I'm assuming there's an unoccupied space that I can cast that
Yeah. That'll still be in their range.
large
Okay.
dude in.
I'm not quite
So
bloodied though. 1 point.
he's gonna be there until he takes 20 radiant damage. I'm sorry. Yeah, hold it. Yeah, any creature hostile that moves to a space within 10 feet of the Guardian for the first time on a turn must succeed in a Dex saving throw. The creature takes 3 radiant damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. When it takes 60 damage, it disappears.
Hey.
So they're trapped between a storm sphere and a guardian now. I love it. This is the best plan I've ever had.
So that's what I'm doing now.
To be them.
Okay. Music's back. Look at that. Go figure.
I was gonna say the music is back and it's very intense.
For me, restart the player.
Oh, I've been doing the thugs wrong. Oh well.
Good. Keep doing them wrong.
All right. Coco.
Yep.
You feel something reach out to hit you, reach out to touch you. One of the cultists.
Ugh. Don't touch me.
Never mind. It's only a 6. So you hear this chanting of energy as it reaches out towards you, but it swings by and misses.
Hooray for burned spell slots.
Hooray!
Coco lets out a very derisive whistle. Because why not?
Sirenscape is just boned for me.
All right. Let's go. All right. You hear some shuffling. It sounds like it's moving away from you, Coco, but it's not somebody that was right next to you. So it's not like you wouldn't get an attack of opportunity anyway. But you hear somebody move away from you at the moment. Gavin.
So, I don't think Coco meant this as a signal, but Gavin heard Coco whistle out, so Gavin drops the fog cloud.
Okay. So,
Okay, yay.
all right. So what you guys see is the two thugs are still where they had been standing because they just had no idea where to go. One of the cultists has turned and faced towards Coco, but you saw it kind of as the fog cloud lifted, you see it kind of recovering from a mist swing. The other one has actually moved, and he's now in between the two thugs.
Also, there's a storm sphere coming out of the building.
Yes, and you can also see this just whirling energy of lightning and wind inside this building. Gavin, you can actually see Beeline in there. You can see Adrin and Sahiri have 3 guys kind of by them in this giant storm in front of them.
And as previously mentioned, probably bleeding, definitely grinning like a fucking maniac.
Yeah, so that's what you see. Because that was a free action to remove the fog cloud, so you still have the rest of your turn.
Okay. How far are the thugs and the cultists that are next to each other from me?
The thugs and the one cultist are 20 feet away. The other cultists with Coco are 35 feet away.
Okay. That takes an action. Gavin walks straight up to the 2 thugs and the cultists that are by themselves, right? The one that had backpedaled from Coco.
Yeah, there's 3 guys that are like right next to each other. Yeah.
He uses a bonus action to cast Shadow Blade, summoning a blade of condensed shadow into his hand,
Okay.
kind of allowing the shadowy blade to gleam. And he just looks at all of them. And as he does, shadows just burst from them as he stands right in front of all of them. And I'm going to use his Fey feature, Fey Presence, to try to frighten all 3 of them.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
So thug, and that's a charisma save.
It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
DC 12 in this case. It's not a great DC because it's off charisma. But
thug number 1 passed. Thug number 2 passed. Good lord. And then this guy has not been hit. And come on. Advantage. They all save.
okay.
I rolled a 20
Garvin
on the
just
last guy.
Yeah, I think Garvin just sees that they don't run, and he stands his ground, ready to fight.
Okay. All right. Coco, you now see clearly this guy in front of you.
Yes. Does he? So I know that I got him at least once. Does he look badly hurt, or just kind of singed around the edges?
I mean, he's not like bleeding out or anything like that, but you did a pretty decent number on him.
Okay. Because she can see out of in her peripheral vision that Garvin is single-handed like trying to stare down 3 of them.
Correct.
She's like, well, that is bad.
He'll be fine.
Has Garvin walked right up to them?
Yes.
Standing right in front of them.
Like within melee?
Yes. And you see
Okay,
he's got this like glowing shadow, almost blade coming out of his hand.
All right. Bonus action, disengage.
Okay.
And I'm going to just take my movement, come around behind him, and just shiv the magic user right in the back.
The cultist, okay. And Garvin, you're in
cultist.
front of the cultist, so you're the cultist and the 2
Yeah.
thugs. Yeah. So,
Garvin's just grinning.
Okay.
He's angry today.
All right.
He's willing to just.
And as a free action for the guy in front of her, she's just like, and then she goes.
Okay. So you will get sneak attack if you hit on this one.
Damn it. Is it considered
But
flank
you're
if I'm
flanking?
front?
I don't play flank rules.
Yeah, there's 3 of them anyways, side by side, so I'm
Yeah.
not
Well,
sure.
I have an ally in melee.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
good.
the rule. It's for sneak attack, so. But you won't get advantage on the roll.
Natural 20.
We woke up and chose violence today.
Okay. So double all your damage die.
Good lord, this man is about to get skewered.
Well, unless I roll really poorly, this is gonna hurt.
That is
They chose
Alright.
violence. We
It's
just
true.
accepted.
They came out and they definitively proposed violence. Okay, so that is
we just accepted vehemently.
that's 14 points of piercing damage. What the heck is my let's see.
And that's double the dice, right?
Yeah, that's double.
Okay.
I rolled a 7 and a 2, and then I add +5 because I'm dexterous as fuck. Sneak attack is
What's your normal sneak attack, just for S&G celebrity?
4d6.
So
Normally
8d6
it's
damage.
46.
So 8d6 damage
Yeah.
for sneak attack.
Yeah, I need more d6.
That's what I did.
I need
Hell
more
yeah.
d6s. Yeah, but then I get to do
Cultist.
fire damage.
Good lord.
And she gets to do fire damage.
Which
Your
is also
damage die
double.
for your fire double too.
I'm
Good
very
lord.
excited.
I don't know if he's gonna make it that long.
10,
No.
14, 16, 18, 20, 25, 26 sneak attack.
I mean, go ahead and give me
I'm
the
going
fire
to
damage
roll the-
just for fun.
Just for shits and giggles.
I mean, this man clearly burns to a crisp. is
I
what's
think
happening.
he's getting Yeah.
I shoved my flaming sword through the back of his head and through his eyeball. Like, for sure. 10, 13 points fire damage.
Garvin gets a real close up
Yeah,
with one of his
you
eyes.
literally So you see Coco run up and just take her rapier, and it just goes through, ignites, and this guy just crumples to the ground. Never even had time to
Can I
make a
use
sound or react.
I use my reaction, even though my frighten failed. Can I just shout out, if you want to run, I'd choose to now, and look at the other two? Can I burn my reaction and try to intimidate them?
Go ahead and give an intimidation roll on that. That's fine. I'll give you that.
All right. $19.
Okay.
Job Garvin!
Oh yes.
Okay.
Actually, wait. Garvin, Ben Luck, add a D4.
To see me to do that?
I don't think
Yeah, he
so.
can't.
You,
But you don't need to.
you're not
If I
aware.
see him through the
That-
window?
There's no.
You guys
The
are
windows
you're in a
are like
different.
are foggy.
Yeah, we're in two different.
You
maps,
would have seen
basically.
him if he had stayed at the corner,
enough.
but because he moved further down, the door it goes to the barn, but he moved. But yeah, you kind
is
of
when you
look
can
and
see,
see
you're right.
them kind of side eye each other, and that's it. Okay. All right. So the soldiers and the thug inside with you. Wait, no, just the soldiers. The thug's not up yet. So the two soldiers have decided to turn their attention to Adrin.
Hello.
Uh,
These ones I can see.
Do they move?
no.
That's good.
Missed on the first attack because I don't think a 12 is gonna hit. The second one does
No,
with
not
a
anymore.
with a
Not
20.
currently.
Okay.
So 12 points of damage up from him,
Oh.
and then the next one. That's another 20.
I rolled a 12 on my concentration check.
That's going to fail from the first amount of damage. The storm is now gone.
Okay.
Wait, he took 12 damage.
Yeah.
Isn't a concentration check half the damage? Is the DC?
It's-
So it would be DC
I thought it was
10?
5 plus the damage.
Or 10, whatever's
Or
higher.
5 plus the damage. Is that? I don't know. Let's check. You might be right.
I think it's half the damage or 10, whichever's higher.
We'll deal with that.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll roll the second one anyway.
The first hit was
figure out if
for
it matters.
6 damage, and the second one does a 15 hit.
Yeah. This one I can tides though, so minus a D4.
You mean bad luck?
That.
Okay, so you only take the 6 damage from the first attack, not the second one. The second one will miss with Ben luck.
So 6 more damage in addition to the 12 that I just took.
Ignore the 12 because you bend that one out. I had just rolled the damage on it, so you'd only taken the 6 prior to that.
Yeah. DC
Okay.
equals 10 or half the damage you take, whichever number is higher.
Oh, okay, then you
Yeah.
did save. It's still up then.
Lightning. Gummies.
So the two thugs outside drop their swords. Adrin.
Okay.
Or I should say they drop
so
their maces,
being
not their
being fully aware that this is going to proc wild magic nonsense, I am going to center a fireball on the center of the storm sphere.
Okay, so they'll need to make dex saves.
Correct.
And then I'm bringing up your magic table. All right, so
D20.
give me a second.
Yep.
Dex save. What's your DC again?
16.
Okay, fail. Fail.
Come on, baby. Hat trick.
And critical save. So the thug saved, the other two did not.
Fine.
All right. So go ahead and roll the damage, and then I need you to roll two d20 and then a d100.
22 damage.
All right, so let me deal with that real quick.
Fun times are happening. Try not to explode.
Yeah. I mean, if I do, it's more fire damage going at them. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, but
And it
Okay.
you'd also get Sahiri, and we don't want that.
None of them died.
probably won't kill me. Yeah.
All right,
Which
so
one?
none of them
Report.
died.
Oh, none of them. Okay.
Yeah, so I need you to roll me that d20 and a d100.
Oh, it dropped on the floor. Hold on. Let me roll that. 15, and then D100 is gonna be 63.
63.
What happened?
Everybody in the room, including you and Sahiri, both feel a little weaker, as you're now
Okay.
more you take more vulnerable to attacks for the next minute.
Perfect. So the one that didn't take fire damage,
He took half.
bonus
but,
action.
but yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Bonus action. Lightning from the storm sphere.
So Do it-
Yeah, no, I'm fucking these guys up.
do your
man.
attack.
I'm done.
It's a ranged
And
attack.
they're
though.
still in the
I
storm
also
sphere too,
have
so you have
my-
advantage.
Yep. Okay.
That's
okay.
a 22 or
He's
a
dead.
13.
He's dead. There's
Oh, damn.
Wonderful.
He-
Which one was that?
that was the thug. That was the guy with the mace in his
Perfect.
hands.
And I have my tides back.
All right. Anything else? I think that was it.
That's it.
Okay.
That's that is like it.
Sahiri.
Okay, so there are still two guys, right?
Yeah, the two soldiers with the long swords, and they both had turned to face Adrin.
Who looks worse for wear? I know
One
I
of them
heard that.
definitely is looking really bad.
Okay, well, I'd like that one to toll the dead.
Yeah, leave me one of them.
He rolls a 1 on the
Two
die,
million
so he fails.
Cool.
Bong.
So that's 6. Only 10 points.
Only 10 points is enough to kill him as he drops to the ground, gripping his head in pain as he has these bells ringing in his ears.
And the statement of Kellenborg comes for you today, as I look at the other guy.
Okay.
I love it.
All right. The this looking dude, Coco, he's gonna cast a spell. I need you to make a wisdom save.
Don't think that's her strong suit. Oh, it's not terrible either. $17.
Okay, so you feel your body start to tighten up a little bit, like you're not able to do anything, but you manage to shake it off.
Cheeky. Was that a hold person?
I don't know. You're not
Cheek.
you're not a caster.
Oh no, Coco has no idea. That was just me.
Garvin.
So I just look at the two that just dropped their maces. I think that was a good idea. I'm gonna go take care of this other one, and if you're still here when I come back, I'm gonna let her kill you. And I walk right up towards the cultist that was just chanting spells, and I take my blade of shadow and I ram it right in his gut.
Okay.
Give me just a second here. So this would be based off of intelligence in this case, I think. Let me check. I have to check with It's finesse, light, and thrown properties in addition to use a sword attack. Okay, so it's dex based. Okay. Boom. Plus proficiency, so 15.
15? You'll hit.
Okay. That hits for a total of 6 psychic damage.
Okay.
That was my action. No, I'm just, I think that's it. I think Garvin's just standing there with blade in his hand, just gonna continue stabbing this cultist.
Okay. Coco.
Um,
All right. Oh,
yeah.
wait. Go ahead. That's it.
I was just seeing if I could do a bonus action with it, which I don't think, because I can't. It's only one blade. I can't move it to another hand. So.
Okay. All right, Coco.
Damn it, Garvin. Keeps walking off to.
Yeah, you saw the two thugs drop their
Yeah.
maces, and Garvin stormed to the cultists.
Yep.
Do this.
So Coco will look at them. You should run now. And same thing. She'll do a. They've dropped their weapons, but on the off chance, she's gonna take the bonus action, disengage, and go back to join Garvin and stab the dude.
Okay.
Stabbity. Coco does enjoy her stabbings. It's not nearly as good as a natural 20. Nonetheless, 16? 16?
A 16 will hit. I mean, you do 46 plus a D8 plus 2D6, so it's really.
Garvin knows what he's doing. He's setting her up with sneak attacks on the key targets.
Yes.
Imagine that, a
All
group
right, so that's.
working together in combat.
I know, it's as if, tactics. Oh my god. So that's
We figured
8,
it out. It only took us
yeah.
like 2 years.
That's 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
15 sneak attack, and only 2 fire damage. Snake eyes.
That's all right. You killed him with the sneak attack damage, so. You stab at him, and you see him just and crumble to the ground.
Coco reaches out to high five Garvin.
Garvin high fives her. Yeah.
Bang.
All right.
Go team.
All right. The soldier inside with you drops his sword, says, "Please don't kill me. I'll tell you whatever you want to know."
What? Interrogation time, folks.
The two thugs outside who dropped their maces, they take off. Both of them in different directions. One goes out towards the woods, the other one comes back it's going towards the center of town.
I looked at Coco and I go, "Come on." And I start walking towards the door where the other two must be at this point, because we've heard sounds of fighting and I can see the storm hitting the wall, and I'm walking with her, just doing that, like the stroll. Yeah. Like, we're not in a hurry. They seem okay.
All right, Adrian, you're up.
We're walking as if John Woo is blowing up a building behind us.
Yeah, we're doing the whole movie sequence,
The thugs, the soldiers like, left. Just turn this thing off. I give.
Okay. And then he's the only one left.
In the room, yeah.
Cool. I am going to drop the Storm Sphere and cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp on him.
I am not dropping my guardian yet. He's still hanging out.
Okay, and that's a strength save, I think, to avoid getting stuck in it, or is it an automatic grab?
I mean, if he's given up, it's probably gonna fuck him, but it is a strength save.
I mean, he's gonna try and not get caught in this thing because he knows it can hurt.
I'm not gonna kill him with it.
He doesn't know that.
I think, don't you have one that's just a grab that doesn't do any damage?
It doesn't matter. He fails.
Cool. At that point, I am going to look at Sahiri and be like, you guys handle this. I'm just going to lay down for a bit, and I'm just going to literally lay down on the floor and maintain concentration from my back. I'm done. Everything's fine. He's stuck.
Okay.
Do what you gotta do.
So with this, we'll bring you guys out of combat, and my music's not going to stop, I'm sure. So, oh, holy crap! It did. All right.
I
Anyway,
was gonna say it worked. Holy cow!
took a second, but it did. Okay. It started playing the next one. Anyway, so he said, "Oh, it starts. Get."
It doesn't hurt. Shut up. I haven't squeezed you yet. Answer the questions or I will.
What do you want?
So
I don't.
What cult are you working for? Who, basic information right now?
It's called the Burnt Tongue Cult.
That's a stupid name.
Ew.
isn't that what he did to that woman? As I walk in, as we're kind of
Yes.
like walking in.
That's what he did to Sarah. What does he do with the bodies?
He uses them for his summoning spell.
I'm sorry, he
What spell?
uses the bodies to summon something?
Yeah, he's channeling the power to summon his god.
His god. Cool. Have you seen young Fargo around?
I don't even know who that is.
That's good.
Any other
At least we
questions
didn't
for this
kill him.
idiot?
Which god?
He calls him
What?
Gernu.
Which? Coco looks at Sahiri because obviously Sahiri knows all of the religious things.
Make a history check too, just like Gavin's in to see.
That's a 24 for religion?
Okay. Now I gotta find which direction that information is.
I got a 22 for a history, if it matters.
Okay. So you guys have heard of Gernu. He's a great old one. He generally
Super.
gives powers in exchange for worship, kind of deal. Is that really all the information they give? Based on that information and the drawing that Sarah had pointed out in her book, they correlate that was the being that was being potentially summoned.
Why are we involved in god summoning and ancient dragon why do we keep getting dragged into ancient summonings?
I don't know.
Like, I look at the guy, why would you want to be involved in this? That's a quick path to Kellamvor.
I'm just paid well. All I was told to do is keep an eye out for people coming into town that don't look like they belong and potentially taking them and bringing them to sacrifice. We've been doing that with travelers for a while.
I'm curious, just
You are an awful human being.
and I'm a little
Is he
shocked.
actually a human? I'm just curious now.
Yeah,
Is
he's
he
human.
No, I mean like what he could have been like a half elf or
No,
I
they're
don't
human.
know. Like, okay.
They were all human.
But
I'll be right back, sorry.
just a little bit curious. Is there anything you could tell this guy that might make him come back to town because he's worried about something?
No, he doesn't come back into town for any reason. He's moved himself into the underground chambers underneath of the old ruins.
Well,
Oh, good.
Gavin wins that bet. I owe you 4 silver or something.
I mean, it's obvious. It's a tower. It has to be on the top.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's underneath.
Yes, that's what I meant. Never mind. So he doesn't care
Homie.
about anything here that's his?
He took everything he cared about and brought it with him into the new into his new temple.
Ah,
I just kind of like look back to Sahiri and kind of like step back as if like the floor's yours. I don't know what to say anymore.
Look,
Are
you
we
right
good?
now have a choice to make. You are being gifted this choice. We can squeeze you to death and you can meet Kellamvor today, or you can make some major life changes and meet Kellamvor later on.
I'm gonna sit up on an elbow and assist with this particular engagement by making an intimidation check by saying, "No, seriously, it's easy. I could literally do it with a thought."
No. I don't get paid enough for my life. I'll leave town. I won't ever come back.
And I need you to add, I won't work for any more cultists. I don't care how much they pay. Go get a guard job.
No.
somewhere.
If this is what all the cultists works like, no, you can forget about it.
Actually, you know what? Tell you what. Why don't you make your way to Waterdeep, and maybe you can check out a tavern. They might be hiring some guy for the door. The place is called what's that place called, brother?
The ghostly leaf.
Right. Yes, check that place out.
Oh.
Oh, this is gonna be so much paperwork when I get home. Yes, as long as you promise not to be a shit anymore, you can have a job. And I'll even start paying you after a bit. It's that or die.
Of course, I'll have to cast a Gaius on you to make sure you don't break any sort of contracts and your brain gets completely warbled and turned to mush if you choose to break
fine.
it. But, you know, it'll be all right.
Ghostly Leaf, got it. I got it.
You've
Tell
made a
Lif
good choice
Adrian
there.
sent you. Be a good boy. And I'm gonna drop it.
That was. Wait. Lord Yellowcrest seems like it's gonna have his
How
work cut out
many
for him.
cultists does he have down there with him?
I don't know exact numbers, and he's got other things down there too that he's used as sacrifices to summon up. So there's all sorts of. I avoided going down there as much as possible, but so I was happy taking the job in town.
As your new boss, I'm gonna need you to ballpark this.
I don't know how many of the creatures he's summoned because I haven't been around this much, but
Fair enough.
Can
maybe
you describe the creatures?
I don't know. I never watched him summon them. I just know that I hear this horrible growling noises and but as far as number 10 to 15 maybe.
10 to 15. Okay. What's your name?
It's
Being that you are my new employee, I need to put something on your paperwork.
It's Brick. You can just call me Brick.
Rick. Nice. Good name. Heard of a guy like that before. He was also a fighty type. Well,
Hey, Slab.
welcome.
Either
Welcome
he
to
can
the
work
group.
for the Leaf or he can work for the mortuary. Either one.
Yeah, you can take your pick. But I will know where you are, and if you fuck up, I will absolutely make you very, 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 very dead.
I got it. You could have done it right here. I got it. I
Cool.
understand.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm gonna take a nap. Enjoy your trip. And I just pass the fuck out.
Coco tugs on Sahiri's sleeve. Sorry, I'm attempting to get this. There we go.
Yeah,
angled
I feel
properly.
like she does have to know if travelers are going missing.
I mean, here's the thing. They didn't act weird when I came up here as old what's-his-name and waved at him.
Garvin doesn't know if they acted one way or another, but that was just his thought about it.
So I guess, do we go back to her and question her more? Like, what? This
morning.
We
this
have the
town's-
information we need.
Sahiri, just take the two
Yes.
bodies that are here and ask her where she'd like us to bury them.
Yeah, I wonder, is there a cart around here that we could use? And it was a farm, right?
There's a barn.
There's a barn. You might be able to find something.
Let's check a wheel. There's got to be a wheelbarrow.
This is
There's got to be
perfect.
something.
We
Go ahead and
look
give
for
me
a
an
wheelbarrow.
investigation check to see if you guys can find a wheelbarrow or
I will
a small
happily-
cart.
Happily look for.
You guys hear basically snoring coming from the ground as Adrian's basically fallen asleep on the ground.
17. We'll
Uh,
put Adrian in the
Okay,
wheelbarrow too.
you're able to find a two-wheel cart to kind of carry stuff out. It's about 5 feet wide.
We prop Adrian up in the cart and then put the dead bodies and across the end.
Okay.
I say a little bit of rites over the ashes of the Chris.
They're not ashes. He's just got a hole in his head from a flaming hole through his head from where the rapier went through.
Okay, then we bring him with us.
On ashes.
Luckily,
He
it
just
didn't
has
cause
a
much
flaming
mess.
hole
I
in
mean,
his head. It's fine.
Cauterized it as she stuck
Yeah.
the sword through. So
Yeah.
I mean,
It
you
just
know.
you saw the rapier go through. The flames came up. It came back out, and he just dropped to the ground.
It's not the weirdest thing I've seen.
All right, so you are going where? Back to the mayor?
Off to the mayor's house with 2 dead cultist bodies, asking where she wants them buried.
I spent 5 hit dice on my short rest in the wheelbarrow.
Okay, so you guys get up there. She's what's the meaning of this? What have you done?
Oh, lady, don't even fucking start with me.
What do you mean?
What's going on in your town, ma'am? Like, for real? We went
There are
up to
cultists,
the barn.
and they tried
I
to
got
kill me.
drunk.
Look at my shirt. There's holes in this now. This was expensive.
Well, I was just gonna go with a bit more finesse and ask her where we could bury the bodies and see if she cooked her own mind from the inside, worried about the guilt of us knowing or not. But if you want to go hitting it with the hammer, go for it.
I did. A little late.
I didn't know there was a cult. I knew. Look, the only thing I have a problem with is my sister. She's fallen under the sway of this man, and I don't know if she has fallen in love with him or is aiding with him, but and I don't know where these people have come from. But I
Your
know nothing
sister,
about a
young
cult.
Carlo,
But this is a
any
about
quiet
this?
town.
youth gone missing?
Wait, what?
What it was.
Who's gone missing?
Your sister,
My
young
sister was
Carlo.
fallen under the sway of Lord Yellowcrest. I didn't approve of, but it didn't seem anything out of the ordinary.
I'm gonna level with you. The last person that he dated, kind of wound up dead. So you may have wanted to have told us. this
Adrian,
sooner.
does she know that he's sacrificing people for a god and just killing them off?
I think she does now.
Oh, I guess I should have said that in quiet.
Oh no, I think this was the play.
If my
So
sister,
your town's fucked.
if my
and you didn't
sister
tell us.
is working with him or has been under his sway, you need to get her back.
You might want to do a census and find out how many exactly town people have.
I mean, other than
Also, you're gonna have to fix a house around the corner. I kind of blew it up.
is that what all the commotion was?
Oh yeah, that was me.
They attacked us.
Well, that's.
I mean,
that's-
it was what,
that's-
8 of them
that's-
versus us 4?
That's Yellowcrest property, so I suppose that he can
Oh,
his
we feel
Sounds
less
good.
bad about that then.
Oh,
look.
are
If
you
this is a
attached to this particular property, or would you like to bring in more trade by rebuilding it? Because I'm fully happy to burn the fucking thing to the ground.
don't burn it down. I don't need that kind of problems in the town. Look, what I want you to do is, if you can, get rid of this cult. If that truly is a cult, as you say, then this town, you need to get rid of it. I mean, just take the road down south. It's about an hour away. There's the old ruins. If that's really where they're hiding out, that's gonna be the spot to be.
So, first, you lie to our faces and tell us you don't know anything about anything going on in the town. Then, you start to bark orders at us when we start to deal with what's going on in the town? Lady, I don't think you understand how this adventuring thing works. I literally just killed like 3 dudes.
What are you
In,
now
like,
threatening to
what
kill
was it?
me?
14, 18. No, not threatening to kill you, but like, we are capable. We know we have
Then
to go fix
stop
the
arguing
problem.
with me and just go do it.
Try to be nice about it.
But the fact is, the
We're
only thing
doing
I
it. You're
lied to
right.
you is about knowing that my sister had any involvement with Yellowcrest. That's it. I didn't know about a cult. I did not know what was going on in the town. This stuff has
Well,
been
can we
completely
just
under
start
wraps.
over and maybe you can offer us some tea or something? We sit down for a moment, relax so he can rest, and then we can get on our way and help
I'm
you.
cranky. I'm sorry. I don't like being stabbed.
He just got really hurt.
Stay away from the pointy end.
Yeah, he's not very good at that. Neither am I.
I'm gonna walk away before I blow this lady up.
Of course, I'm not hurt, am I? I guess he's worse at it than me.
Yeah, I think Adrian is the only
Now
person
he wants to blow me up too. Anyways,
I think
you got
Adrian
any
is the only
nice
one who took
tea?
damage this fight.
I took damage too.
Oh, you did? Yes, that's right.
I
Mhm.
knew I was gonna take damage. I face tanked the shit out of that fight.
So, does he send any people for supplies at any given time?
Well, he still runs some of the businesses in the market of Baldur's Gate. I mean, he's got his little stooge Farrell, who I don't think he's in town right now. I think he's still working around the markets collecting his purses. But as far as from that, no, they don't come into town with any supplies at all.
So he doesn't need, like, well, I guess if you're sacrificing people, you probably don't need food for
No.
15
Ooh.
and other assorted monsters.
Or
I
he's
don't
got other
yucky.
means
wanna
of
think
getting it.
about
I
that.
don't know. I don't know.
I was just
Uh,
asking because if he was going to send somebody like on Tuesday for supplies and his guards are dead, that's going to alert him real fast. Somebody's
So
coming
let
for him.
me take a second and apologize. All of the hostility from our side was coming from me because I've just been stabbed like 6 times from counting the holes in my shirt. I'm sorry. I get cranky when I
All
get
right,
very
you know
hurt.
what? Just sit still and I'll start bandaging you up. All right, there's a spot
No,
right
no, 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 no,
here.
no.
No,
I'm good.
no,
I'm good for
no.
the moment.
You're gonna sit here and take it now.
I was just trying to say I'm sorry. Um, we will help. Uh,
Garvin gets out his healer's kit and starts bandaging up Adrin.
And if we're being 100% honest at this point, 2 of the hired hands went separate directions. They should not bother you. Well, 1 we sent in a specific direction, and the other 2 booped out.
he's mine now.
I don't want to know what that means. But as
18
long as
hit
they're
points
outside of
for
the
the
town,
max.
I'm
Wow.
content.
This town needs a better and more competent mayor, frankly. This
Yeah,
one
I'm gonna
is
stand up.
this one is clearly too involved with her flower beds.
You know, I feel like if she hasn't had to deal with anything like this, why would she? She's a small
Nothing
town
has happened in this town. Why?
dealing, petty squabbles. Farmers took my chicken, my cow.
Yeah. It
How
is
do you-
still a lovely town,
How
and
do
I
you not
apologize for
notice a
making a mess.
murderous cult setting up shop outside your town and kidnapping travelers
Because
from
it's far enough out of town and it's nothing that they would notice.
I mean, maybe people come up to look at abandoned temples. I don't know. But good luck. Godspeed. We'll look for your sister. What does she look like? We'll add her to the young Fargo list.
the young Fargo list.
Let's see. They even give a description of her.
Probably not. I'm sure they don't even give us her name.
Actually, I think you're right. I don't think they do give the name. Yada. Her name is Yada.
Yada?
So she'll give you a rough description, and if I find it, I'll put it in the chat. But
Okay, young Fargo and Yada.
Well, if your friend here is as hurt as he is, your probably best bet to stay in the Bulging Cauldron for the night.
He's not.
No, I'm
that-
actually good now. I hate to admit it, but he's good at that.
He didn't go down. He's fine. Fine.
Wow, thanks so much. Yeah, sorry I was being a dick.
I mean, I'll be honest. You two missed Coco outside. She made two
Oh,
guys run.
I could tell. That was a charred corpse.
Oh,
Yeah,
where
the
would
cleanup.
you like me to bury bodies?
Take them out
By
of
the
town.
way,
I don't
before
want
we
them.
take a
I don't
break.
want anything that. I don't want any of them in anywhere here. I want nothing to do with them.
Okay.
Sorry again about the building.
I told you that belongs
I
to
mean,
Lord
the guy who owns it is
Yellowcrest.
a dick, but
If somebody else wants to build it off of his coffers, that's their prerogative.
I mean, honestly, we shouldn't be apologizing. They attacked us and we just defended ourselves.
yeah, but I
So-
didn't have to go like.
I mean,
Well,
you
yes,
kind of
kinda
did,
did.
didn't you? There was two of you inside versus four of them, and you came out alive, and you're as hurt as you are. You probably
Dude, it was
did.
really
Go over,
cool.
come on in.
It was really cool.
So here he
Bye-bye.
takes the cart and starts heading towards the
Bye
tree.
bye.
Oh, I guess
I'll
we're
start
leaving.
walking. Have a good night.
Yeah, we'll do you a favor.
And if you're ever in the
Maybe
in the
collectively.
water deep, come by the ghostly leaf. Get a free drink.
And she waves her hand.
Garfin is really leaning hard into this.
So at this point, it's about midday.
I mean, I'm not saying we need to go to the temple today, but we need to bury the bodies today because
Look, let's rest for a little bit. Make sure we feel good. Go bury the bodies and head on our way to the temple.
No. The other order. We go bury the bodies, and then we come back and rest. Because once the bodies are in the ground, they can't be used to summon big bad evil god things.
I mean, I was just thinking we just head to the temple, bury the bodies on the way, rest on the way, and then take care of big bad evil things.
I'm good, just a little tired at this point. Like I'm
I mean,
I'm
We're gonna
technically
stay
back
here
in
in the
the place.
but I think it's gonna be awkward after everything.
Yeah. But like when are we not in an awkward situation? I mean, like we're doing Fargo a favor. Old Fargo, excuse me. We're doing this.
Look,
this
I
mayor
barely
a
broke the sweat
favor.
outside. I mean, I'm feeling fresh. I'm fine. I don't know about you. You may look all hurt, but I could keep going.
Oh, I'm not hurt anymore. I'm very upset about my outfit, but I'll get over it.
I guess I just looked at Coco and Sahiri at this point, like, all right, what are you two gonna do? Because
I think we
Coco's
bury
fine.
the bodies. And
Coco's completely
Take a nap.
unscathed and does not need rest because she doesn't do magic. So it's Sahiri, how are you doing?
I've only spent a couple of spells. Adrin, I can fix your shirt with mending.
oh, that'd be good.
It'll take a while, but
be
I
great.
can fix
Look, last thing we want is something from town getting back to this Wahoo in the tower and him being ready for
Yeah.
us.
it. Yeah, I would prefer not to go into a complete ambush. I mean, I don't
That
know
is
what
fair.
ears the creepy cult man has.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with cults.
No,
Let
we-
me think about what I can do to recharge my
Yeah.
batteries. What are batteries? Why did I say that? Yeah, all right. We can go and pick a spot in the woods, and I'll just mold earth and dig a hole.
Okay, so you guys head out of town. You find somewhere nice to bury the bodies. You guys find something out along the wood. You start heading south. As I said, it takes about an hour. With burying it, it's going to be about, I'd say it's probably about another couple hours after that. So you guys are outside of this ruin, and it's probably late afternoon at this point, heading into early evening. As you guys get close up, you guys see amid a grove of gnarled scrub trees stands a half fallen stone tower. You see workers' tents, piles of timbers, and school tools scattered about the site that appears to be under reconstruction. The little headway seems to have made in restoring the tower to its former glory.
Well, thank the gods for small favors.
So
Well,
you
I
can
wouldn't
see
be
that from
so
a
quick.
distance.
We haven't gone underground.
This is the top port.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, that hasn't been restored. We haven't been underground yet.
So, but
I'll
this is
take
what
what
you
we
guys
can get
see
today.
from a distance from the tower. The site where you were told they were basically.
We've gotten a chance to like short rest, do the bodies, that whole thing.
I'm kind of just letting you guys see what
Yeah.
you guys, and then you guys
Okay.
can make the do it, because we're actually gonna. I think we're gonna call it right about here anyway. As you guys are about to head into the
So
cultist area.
I think Garvin kind of looks for a place that's kind of darker as far as like the atmosphere and the vibe of it, kind of
Okay.
off the edge of the tower, on the like edge of wood, grass, wherever it may be. And I'm gonna do a ritual to bring up a dome so we can short rest inside of a tiny hut on
Okay.
the edge of the area, so that we're fresh going into this.
Okay, you're just gonna just short rest.
I mean, we can't long rest. It's not
That's
been
right.
long
You
enough
haven't
to.
read it. Yeah, you need a few more hours to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, for me, I get everything back that I've burned off my short rest because I only used warlock spell slots. So
That's fine. So the party piles into their tiny hut, and at this point, we're gonna call it here for the night. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. I don't think there's anything, and then we'll head and investigate exactly what's going on with this tower and the site and everything that's over here, and maybe, just maybe, we'll figure out everything that's going on with this
I'm gonna use
burnt
my Pearl of
tongue
Power
cult.
too, by the way.
You're gonna what?
Use my Pearl of Power to regain it.
Okay.
Spell slot.
So
I don't have 4th level though, so.
okay. Either way,
it's
all
okay.
right.
I mean, still really strong.
It's 3rd level or lower.
Yeah.
That's still a good one. So guys, thank you so
Yeah.
much for hanging as always. I appreciate it. Schedule might be funky this week. Once I know full details, I'll post it in Discord, let you guys know exactly what's going on. But we'll definitely be back with this in 2 weeks. So I hope you guys enjoyed, as things are starting to ramp up in this little adventure, and we'll see what happens next time. So guys, thank you again, and we'll catch you next time. Have a great night.